All right, we've been avoiding it. The elephant in the room. Here it is.
We haven't been avoiding it. We've had so much to
Tua
get to.
Tagovailoa picked up where he left off to end the regular season. 5 interceptions in minicamp yesterday, although it was a
Can I ask a
downpour.
question?
Oh, my
They were
God.
forcing
Can I
it
ask
down
a
the
question?
field.
Yeah.
Is there any other way to learn at that position but by doing it that way, taking chances?
Now's the time to make mistakes.
No,
That's what he
but
said.
I'm saying there's no here's the thing. We report so much, right? That I'm more than sure that every quarterback has had to try at some portion of the offseason, try to make some throws to see whether he could make them or not.
Right.
Or see if he could do this or not. Why is everybody acting like this is a big deal? And one of the reasons why it pisses me off so much is you have all these people that have been around football a long period of time, and now all of a sudden it's a big deal that a guy throws a pick in practice.
5.
Texter writes in, new title of the song.
Who cares how many, Robbie?
Texter writes in, new title of the song is Tua threw 5 interceptions in a downpour in minicamp. Another texter writes in, new lyrics to the song, Chris's was right the whole time. Man.
But like, really? Are we really falling for this?
Can Robbie,
where you, Robbie? Can I ask you a
I just
question?
think it's hilarious.
Do you expect
a
quarterback? You expect a quarterback to come into the league and never throw picks?
If you're Robbie, Leroy,
If
you're
Jameis Winston threw 30 picks during the season, how many do you think he threw at practice?
Oh, so you saw
Leroy,
calling Tua Jameis Winston?
Leroy,
No,
if you're Robbie and you've been sitting on this island take with everybody out there, the funniest thing and the best thing that could happen for you is that Tua throws 5 picks on the first day. Some of them on 7-7, by the way.
Well, like,
It's just funny.
did you hear his explanation though?
Yes, we have it.
And it wasn't it exactly what I said before the practice.
What did you say before the practice? Refresh me.
Quarterbacks have to learn what throws they can make. They have to know what receivers they can depend on, whether they can throw it up, what windows they can fit the ball into. Like, how else are you going to learn that if you don't learn it in practice?
I don't know, but I do know that 5 is a lot, no matter what kind of what. 5's a lot, Leroy.
Practice.
5's a lot.
So
and it could have been
counts.
6.
So no matter what, you have doubts into it because he threw 5 picks in practice.
I don't have doubts
during the first day of minicamp.
Look, I don't have doubts, but I will tell you this. There's only one person that could have a performance like this in minicamp, and it's going to be a national topic today. And this is going to be a national topic today.
Oh, they're going to bring it up. Can we break it live to Get Up?
It's so stupid.
It's going to be on Get Up.
Oh,
it's going to be on Skip and Shannon.
This is
It's going to be on First Take. NFL Live. They're all going to talk about it.
They already talked about it
All right.
on the 6
Great.
o'clock Sports Center yesterday.
Great.
Did they really?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
They're great. Like the level of stupidity running through the sports world.
It's the only guy that would.
The level of stupidity. Like you would think that somebody in football would stand up and say, "Yo, it's the first day of minicamp in June." But no, not one of them, because they all want to chime in. They're not smart enough or intelligent enough or whatever you want to say that they could come up with other conversations other than a guy throwing picks at minicamp.
Hollywood Hector on Twitch says, I doubt it's a national story. Hollywood Hector, I'm telling you as a person who consumes a lot of content. First of all, NFL stories are always going to get national attention. They're sick of talking about Aaron Rodgers. There's going to be one national story today in the NFL, and it's going to be Tua Tagovailoa stinking up the joint in minicamp.
Get up before yesterday. Get Up was constantly talking about Tua. Well, whether it's they've had like 12 panels on is this a
He's
make
a
or break
national
year for
topic.
Tua?
And I said this week. I said this is going to even skew how we locally view Tua because we're going to feel very other than Robbie. We're going to feel very protective of him. Knock it off. We're going to feel very protective of him because it's going to always feel like the national media is picking on him.
Of Tua, I'm being protective of the situation.
In fact, I think
this is stupid for any quarterback to have conversations
in fact, I think
like this.
more people have been defending Tua for his performance yesterday than ripping him. The rain. It's his first day of minicamp.
Dude, it's nothing to defend.
But the fact that it's even brought up.
When else? Here, answer me just one question. I'll stop.
Go ahead.
When else are you going to learn?
In games, I guess. I don't know.
You want him to try these out in the games?
I mean, if it, hopefully
You
it's
want
not,
him to try to see if he can make that throw in the game?
Hopefully it's not a torrential downpour.
No,
like,
you want him to try to figure. So Robbie, this is what I'm taking from this. They would rather him make the safe throws now so it looks good and then take these chances in games.
Now's the time to make mistakes.
Did you?
No, but I'm saying, do you understand how ridiculous that sounds?
Did you see how hard it was raining yesterday?
Still, nobody know. Is anybody gonna say it was a downpour?
Dude,
is anybody on TV gonna say it's a downpour?
But do you, Robbie? Do you have the clip of the reporter trying to ask Tua questions in the rain? It was hilarious. They kept going to the Zoom reporters, Leroy. It sounds like the reporters were in the Amazon rainforest. Like, it is the most torrential downpour I've ever heard. Listen to this.
Hal?
Can you hear me?
A little bit.
I'm sorry, it's so noisy out here. I just want to ask you if there were any common threads that came to mind with your subject today.
Sorry, I can't hear. I can't hear your question.
But here. So let me ask you a question. If you're from Texas,
yeah,
and you see this report on SportsCenter without all of the other information, right? Are you here as a reporter? If you're supposed to be the go-between between the player and the fan, are you doing your job? If this is the conditions that they were practicing in, and you just say 2 through 5 picks, or are like most athletes think, you're just trying to get clicks.
No, I watched the SportsCenter hit yesterday, and they had Jeff Darlington on, who was at practice, and Jeff Darlington specifically said and brought up that it was terrible conditions. It was brought up.
But you think they're gonna have these conversations today, or are they gonna tell the story to have the conversations without that information?
I still want to see Ryan Clark's take.
I think that some will and some won't. I think that some will be responsible and then some will be jackasses.
Right.
But that's
you understand that
Robbie's
looking forward. To me, you're a clown. You're a clown. You get no respect from me as a reporter if you go on TV or a journalist or whatever and start making a big deal about this without the whole story, right? Because again, you come to me and say it is your job to report the information. Is that not correct? Everybody brags about, we're just giving you the information to go. Right. But if you keep information out to make the story juicy, then what? Because that's what's going to happen. When you turn on the TV today, guess what? Somebody is going to make comments because they're just going to throw the topic out there. And somebody is going to make comments without knowing the whole story because they're going to keep it away from them so it's juicy.
We have to break in live.
But that's my point, though, is that he is a national topic, and that is what they do. Like, we know they do that. Like, when has that ever stopped any of these debate shows from skewering somebody because of context?
I have to do a show with one of them, and that's why I get so annoyed.
Well, I gave you context. Listen to poor Hal.
That's the first thing I said in the headlines, that it was in a downpour.
Look, we're in 3 boxes. Guess which box I'm talking about.
Poor Hal. Hey, Tua. He's replaced Nick Friedel now.
This would sound like. He says, and he tried to be nice and cordial. Hey, buddy,
I can't understand.
Like, I can't understand.
Can you play that again? Can you play Hal? Can you play the?
Can you hear me?
A little bit.
I'm sorry, it's so noisy out here. I just want to ask you if there were any common threads that came to mind with your subject today.
Sorry, I can't hear. I can't hear your question.
Here's the other thing. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So between Beasley, between
Armando,
all these
Barry,
other reporters, right? All of them. Just line them up.
Omar,
right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to make a big deal about the 5 picks so they can get clicks.
Maybe.
No, maybe my ass. That's what they do. You think I'm just making this up? You think I don't have a past history of these clowns telling half stories?
Let's see. Let me go to the Sun Sentinel right now. I'm going to see what the top headline is right now, and let's see if the headline mentions the rain. Okay, let's see if it mentions the rain. Okay, Ellie : how many interceptions ? Tagovailoa and offense struggle in first minicamp session.
There you go. Did they also say, and Jim Cantor was holding on to the crossbar because it was raining so hard?
Here we go.
Barry kept mentioning the rain.
Here's the story from Sun Sentinel. Growth isn't always pretty or comfortable, and right now that's obvious. Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa is undergoing some growing pains. If you view these minicamp practices, which begin Tuesday, as a job interview for the vacant positions of the Dolphins starting lineup, I'm not certain Tagovailoa plays on Tuesday would deserve a callback.
There you go.
While there were difficult, hold on, this is third paragraph, by the way. While there were difficult circumstances like the monsoon that lingered throughout Dolphins' first 2 minicamp practice sessions, there's no justification for throwing 5 interceptions during one practice. But that's what Tagovailoa delivered in his first helmet on work against the Dolphins defense for the teams as the team's unquestioned starting quarterback. I'm sorry.
Do you understand why I get so mad? Right?
I can understand why that would
read that and tell right. The word monsoon, and he goes, there is no excuse.
How is it possible?
How is it possible? It's not a drizzle. Monsoon.
I would guess it would probably be more minimal. Like 5 interceptions in anything is going to stand out, Leroy. It is. It is. As just anything. It's
not unique. It's not unique to this time of year. It's just that you haven't had the coverage that you have in football in the past. It happens to some of the best quarterbacks.
But he's not one of the best quarterbacks yet. He is a highly,
which means it should happen more. That's what's
more
crazy.
than 5. What's the number?
No, I'm just saying that when you have a young quarterback who you don't think is elite, should probably happen a little bit more.
You know what it is though? Like, all right, I'm excited for minicamp, right? I love me some minicamp, right? Can't wait for my minicamp tweets. And all I keep seeing on the timeline is 2 interceptions. It reminded me very much of Tua Tagovailoa's first start, and the first play is him fumbling the football. Like, I was like, oh well. I think it's not the start I was expecting, Bob.
How old is he? 22?
Tua?
Yeah.
22, 23, I don't know.
Yeah.
I never know how old quarterbacks are.
I mean, it's pretty amazing.
23.
It's pretty amazing. Yeah, that we're sitting here with like Tua can't get nervous. Tua can't have, because he's 23.
He can't handle June rain. What's he going to do in the freezing cold December rain?
Oh, man. Well, listen, that rain yesterday was ridiculous.
But again,
why weren't they practicing inside?
Because for the coach to make a point
seems kind of unsafe.
No, it seems. Look,
that's a Belichick thing, isn't it? That's a Belichick thing.
I know Patricia made the Lions practice in the snow.
This is no lie. This is no lie. One time we had like 2 or 3 fumbles in the game. Wasn't all me. So the following week, all of our footballs for all the run drills were sprayed with silicone. Yeah.
Excuse me?
It was literally like you had to like cut. It was ridiculous.
Why did he do that?
Because he wanted us to make sure we secured the football.
So
wait. Another time, the weather said that we were going to be playing somewhere where it was going to be pouring because it had been raining all week, right? So before every drill, 7-on-7, not team, but 7-on-7, 9-on-7, the balls were dipped in water.
That's crazy. Texter writes in, Tua hasn't been mentioned on SportsCenter this morning. Well, first of all, it's night after a crazy Nets win.
KD gets top billing. And the Bucks for choking.
I went to ESPN right now. I went to ESPN.com. Right there on the top stories. Tua Tagovailoa, he's top headlines. Aggressive Tua picked off 5 times at minicamp.
That's a little better, because aggressive Tua, they pretty much take what he said and make a headline out of it, right?
Let's see. Cam Wolf, who covers the Dolphins for ESPN. Tua Tagovailoa brushed off a very rough day 1 at Miami Dolphins minicamp that included 5 interceptions as a product of emphasizing a more aggression in the passing game. It was the closest thing to real football. The Dolphins, who wore helmets for the first time this offseason, offered small glimpses of a window of a new offense would look like for Miami, but the lasting memory was the defense's dominance against the quarterbacks. In addition to Tagovailoa's 5, backup quarterback Jacoby Brissett threw 2 interceptions in fewer reps. Much of the practice consisted of a torrential downpour, and the Dolphins never left the outside field. It was clear that Brian Flores wanted them to play through some adverse circumstances.
Okay, but it mentioned now, depending on, here's what I hate about sports, and I say this to you, Robbie, who gets a pass and who doesn't, because depending on who this was, the rain would come out first.
Mm-hmm.
So if Tom Brady was practicing in the rain, he throws 5 picks, you go, the weather was terrible. I'm surprised they even practiced.
But he's proven.
Wait. The circumstances of what they had to go through, it doesn't matter. Like, I would expect that Tom Brady would, nobody would care because he's
nobody would care, but he's Tom Brady. I honestly think he's the only guy in the NFL right now. Maybe Trevor Lawrence gets it because he's the number 1 pick. But I think because Burrow's hurt, so no one's going to give him anything.
Right.
Herbert, I don't think is going to get any crap for 5 interceptions.
Right.
I think Lawrence is maybe Zach Wilson, or maybe what's
Fields.
his face? If Mac, maybe Fields or Mac Jones,
Lance.
like if they had 5 interceptions, but none of the second-year guys, I don't think get it. I don't think any vets get it.
Justin Fields doesn't get it. You know why? Because they are so thirsty for a quarterback in Chicago that anybody writing a story in Chicago just glad that what's his name? Who's the last quarterback? Trubisky's not there.
He right now still wears the narrative crown. Like, he's the guy everyone's gonna look and pick apart for everything. It just is, and that's why I think.
And I just figured, don't we have to be smarter?
We do have to be smart. We have to be smarter on both ends. I think we have to be smarter locally to also not give him a pass on stuff. Also. And not be like the guy who's always looking at being like, oh, they're just picking on him. Like, we have to dissect this properly. But I think ultimately I do agree with you, Leroy. Like, I don't really care that he threw 5 interceptions in a minicamp, but I also don't love it either. I'm just like, because I know what's gonna come with that.
This is funny,
right? But I'd rather him do it day 1 of minicamp than week 15.
Robbie cannot wait. Let me tell you something right now. He cannot wait to get home. He's going to put on his jammy jams. What are you going to do? You're going to cook up some popcorn. You're going to have some pretzels. What are you going to do to celebrate the dark arts today? Because he is watching every debate show, and he is going to kick up his feet, and he is going to gamble on the side and just watch the dark arts pick apart Tua.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You're going to put on NBC Sports Network, watch a little Chris Sims?
Oh, he's on today? Oh, I got to watch it, Lord.
On every day.
Oh, I got to watch him. I gotta watch Skip. I gotta watch Cowherd.
Like, I think the only thing that pisses me off, like, I don't care. I don't really have a problem with like people like Robbie or you or the. I have problems with people who have been around football, or people that have played, or people that have been writing about football, and I see these headlines, and they're writing these headlines and stories as if. Like,
that Sun Sentinel one was ridiculous,
right?
But I mean, you got guys like Barry too that keep mentioning that it was a downpour.
Yeah, no, listen. The Miami Herald says the Miami Herald's headline today: Tua throws 5 interceptions in downpour and first day of minicamp. That was their headline.
Right. Which, okay,
yeah.
Now, if you read that
first line,
what do you take out of that? Oh, God, it was pouring. What are they doing outside anyway? Right?
Yeah. First line, Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa struggled badly while practicing in heavy rain during the first day of Dolphins mandatory minicamp. Tagovailoa threw 5 interceptions during the first hour of the session. So yeah, like they put it out there right away.
And then you put that in conjunction with what Tua said.
Mm-hmm.
And look, it sounds like they had a narrative. They had what they wanted these quarterbacks to do. To your point, Robbie, you can't throw it more than 5 yards if you don't try.
Yeah, that's what happened in the
Well,
Buffalo
speaking
game.
of when there's bad weather on a ship, the rats jump.
Ooh.
Coming up next. That's on the ship. Brian Flores on Practicing the Rain, I got this from Josh House's Twitter account, says, a quote, "We could end up playing in that type of weather. It's really as simple as that. I think we need to be prepared to play in that type of weather. We play in South Florida. It rains every day, and I think it was good work for us." So there you go.
Go ahead,
That's
Leroy.
Flores.
I'm going to tell you this, okay? I like Flo. I really like Flo. And I'm all for being able to play in the elements. But under no circumstances do you stand in that damn weather for an hour and a half. We go to the sideline and put our whoopee over our shoulders when it's raining, and we get new gloves and a fresh football for every play. Stop!
It's a lot of footballs.
Stop!
You get a football every play?
Coaches do that. We're gonna have to play in the elements. You know what? We do our little series, and then we go sit on the. Where's my hot bench? Where can I keep my helmet warm? Stop it. We get it.
Gotta make them tough.
Listen, let me explain something to you. I didn't feel no tougher that I was standing out there in the damn cold, freezing my ass off on Wednesday.
No, dude, I bet you Zonk would have thought like, oh, tough him up.
Zonk didn't have options.
Do we have his takes on yesterday's mini camp?
Wait, Zonk didn't have options. You know what I had on my side? Progress. Technology.
Zonk hasn't been tweeting for a while. I think he only tweets during games.
Yeah,
Robbie.
he's probably in Alaska, fishing.
I could DM him. He follows me. You want me to DM Zonk and be like, "Hey, Zonk, how would you like practicing in this?" Can you give me that question from the reporter asking Tua a question about the interceptions, but it was in the rain, so Tua pretended he couldn't hear him? Because I mean, this was hilarious. I was listening back to this last night because I had a wild day between going down to Miami and the whole Tiafimo fight getting canceled, and I went to Miami for nothing, and then I drive back and I see all these Tua reports on the way, and I was like, oh, all right, I guess I'll check it out when I get home. And I listened to this and I'm like, why do all the reporters sound like they're about to be swept away in a natural disaster? And this is what was happening.
Can you hear me?
A little bit.
It's so noisy out here. I just want to ask you if there were any common thread that came to mind with your subject today.
What?
Sorry, I can't hear. I can't hear your question.
Hey, Tua, can you hear me?
Is that unbelievable?
Before I get swept away in a flood, in a mudslide, whoa, the interception.
I wonder if Jim Cantor was at minicamp yesterday because he always goes where the bad weather is, and so
That's like, yeah.
And maybe in the background he sees Tua during his report. There's Tua right now. Oh, just threw another interception. That's how bad the weather is.
Guys, it's raining rain and Tua footballs out here. Got to really watch for your head. You never know when they're going to come. Protect yourself with umbrellas and Dolphins DBs. Tua, I don't know if you can hear me. No, we just lost Beasley. Down on. Didn't know that you need to bring a kayak to Dolphins practice.
And it's amazing to me that like they even tried to do that.
Can you hear me?
A little bit.
No.
Like, wait, he goes, "Can you hear me?" A little bit. He just blows right through it. Like, okay.
Guy goes, "Great."
A little bit.
Continue it on, Rob, because they say, great.
It's so noisy out here. I just want to ask you if there were any common threads that came to mind with your subject today.
Sorry, I can't hear.
I'm
I can't hear your question.
That tops Nick
And
Friedel
that
for
right
me.
there is the meanest thing Tua's ever said.
I'm sorry, I can't answer your question, sir. Here's a muscle milkshake. All right. We'll take a quick break. We'll talk to our Tua, can you hear me? I swear to God, it's the same sound effect I listen to try and sleep. Except if I heard it raining that hard on my sound effects machine, I would fear that the end of days were coming.
How?
Oh my God.
Can you hear me?
A little bit.